You know how on I guess it's on YouTube, right? Whenever you're on YouTube, they throw these ads in, and often they're a COVID ad.
Yeah.
And there was a point in level 4 where the voiceover had a cold. And I think that was sort of, and I was like, oh man, Delta got her. None of us are safe.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. We are now live. Some call him the Vanilla Ice of thinking. Please welcome to the stream. It's Raybon / Raybon Khan. Now, I don't know if you've put your nickname in there, Raybon, but
it is. It's my stage name, which is actually my name.
Right.
Perfect. I thought I'd go with that.
But anyway, Raybon, you're not alone here tonight. He's the little Nas X of philosophy, ladies and gentlemen. Can we please welcome to the show? It's none other than Ray Oleary, the infamous.
Did you Google who Lil Nas X was today? I feel like modern rapper.
Do you know what, Ray? I wasn't confident on the X at the end.
That could have been Lil Nas 10.
So our first story. Police have given details of the Auckland border checkpoints. Now, the big thing about this is, for those of you outside of this country, you may or may not know, is the rest of the country is at level 3 and Auckland is now at level 4. So for those of you who don't know, Raybon's plush pad behind him is in Wellington.
That's where I play my grand piano. Hold on. Yeah, over there.
He's got so many pianos, he doesn't even know which side it's on.
I'm in a team of 5 million, happily on this side of the wall.
Are we a team of 5 million, or are we a team of 1.5 million and then the rest?
It does feel like it's getting pretty lonely on the rugby field at the moment. Like, you can't all be busy, prep halftime. This is meant to be the team of 5 million.
I feel like we are Auckland, that is, has played 80 minutes, and we're looking to our reserve bench of the team of 5 million, and they're eating McDonald's and KFC. And it doesn't look like they're going to help at any stage.
Well, excuse us for testing negative. Sorry. Even our positive case tested negative 3 times. I mean, this is what it's like. We're really pulling our weight down here. We're testing extra negative. Look at how hard it is in New Zealand just to build a house. You're not going to suddenly build a wall in the middle of a street at this point, isn't it?
Could you imagine how much a wall would cost in Auckland?
and they probably have to build it on the healthy side, because the other side aren't allowed to have anything delivered, right?
Yeah.
Anyway,
should America invade and liberate Auckland?
I think Auckland was more invaded by the America's Cup than by America.
They say that America invades countries, to get oil, but I don't think they'd want to come to Auckland with our fuel tax. I think that's absolutely going to be out of the question.
No, but Afghanistan wasn't about oil. Afghanistan was about making sure heroin kept going, right?
Yeah.
Never
Is
stopped.
That why Joe Biden is so
grown.
sleepy?
He's 35 years old, but it's just the heroin's really. That's a rumor. I haven't. You might want to take some of this off YouTube.
What is it? Going back to your question about war, is that philosophers have come up with a list of. It's called just war theory, and it's sort of a weird, I think it's quite a Christian idea. I think it was sort of Christians trying to justify going to war back in the day and stuff. The first is you have just cause. So you have to, the reason why you're at war must be a good reason, must be just. Let's see, a competent authority. So only the right person can say you're going to war. So dictators, for example, aren't allowed to declare war, which is a shame because they're the ones who love it the most. The right intention, you have to think you're going to win. The likelihood you're going to win has to be high. It has to be a last resort.
Where are these rules? When were these rules last followed by anyone? I can't believe Hitler is on the border of Poland and he's looking on his phone going
Hang on, we've got
so many rules here.
Yeah.
So who wrote them?
That's a good question. I think,
Exactly.
I want to.
Yeah.
Saint Augustine was the big one. And I want to say he lived in like the 1500s or something. And
Right.
you know, thanks to him, you know, every war since then has obviously been morally good. Nothing but
The
good
whole
war.
war.
We can all agree.
So I just binged the White Lotus,
Oh,
which is
yeah.
this TV show, and
Right.
I
What's
really
that on, by the way?
yeah. Let's not get into that. I loved it,
Right.
and you know, I mean, yeah, that's the honest truth. I would, you know, I loved it. I had to watch it to the end. And I loved the end. And then I sort of said a watered down version of that on social media. I didn't say I loved it. I think I said I really enjoyed it. And I didn't even like put an exclamation mark in the tweet or anything. It was just no punctuation. I didn't want to, and I didn't hashtag the name of the show.
Yeah.
Because before I expressed my opinion, I'd already seen other people's opinion, which was that this show is somehow problematic. And straight away, as soon as I said I really enjoyed it, someone said, you know, replying to me, when we can meet up again, I'll tell you why you're wrong about that.
Wow.
And this is where we're at with shows now. You're playing chess. You have to think 5 moves ahead about whether you can express an opinion in case 2 interpretations down the line it's found to be problematic and it has to be cancelled.
It is interesting that we live in a time before. I haven't seen the White Lotus, but before you even see anything, you see an article that's like a backlash to the backlash to the backlash about this thing. And you're like, everyone's talking about this thing that I don't even know existed. It's bizarre. It's the worst form of trailer you could think of.
Actually, it used to be that you could just have something and then people would like it, and only the people who like it would talk about liking it. And now you get all the opinions from all the people who don't like it, and you're like, well, but you didn't watch it anyway. Why does your opinion even matter?
Yeah.
It's not even stay in your lane. You would not even drive down that road.
I mean, I'm just going to say off the bat, without even seeing the movie, that I think that you're wrong about the White Lotus.
Why does the lotus have to be white?
I have no idea.
That lotus was so colonized.
Can I play a fun yet dangerous game?
No, you'll get cancelled. That's what we call famous last words.
Let's all say the N word at the same time. Okay, 3, 2.
Okay, all right, we're really doing it this time. Okay, no, let's play a fun game, a dangerous fun game. I will try and guess what this film is about, knowing literally just the title and the knowing.
You mean the White Lotus?
Yes, the White Lotus.
It's a TV series, first of all, but go ahead.
I was going to say that. Yeah, you're already on the
6 parts.
Okay, 1 season. White Lotus. I'm thinking something to do with. You've given away a word, colonizing. So I'm thinking it's some like English or colonizing a country of something like Indonesia or India or somewhere like that. The problem is with this is that it stirs up a lot of, truth bombs of what actually happened back in those days. And the ending, I think it ends when there's a revolt and they get back the land, but it's not the same as what it was before. How close am I?
How often have people, like, I think back in the day, you weren't sitting around with a bunch of novels and going, okay, tell me the title of that novel and I'll just try and guess what it's about. Why don't you just look at the back or just look at the picture on the cover and kind of work, what are you afraid of?
Not only will I guess what it's about, but after I make up what it's about, I'll try and make up the ending as well.
No, make up what the problem is.
What the problems are in it.
I think I've seen one scene or a trailer maybe, and I feel like I saw a
you're gonna
woman in a
guess as
luxury
well.
spa getting into a pool.
How do you think it's going to end, Ray?
No, I think it's about people at a luxury spa who maybe they're sort of assume kind of aimless middle class people.
Did you say ableist? Did I hear that right?
They're all destroyed wheelchair ramps, and they're.
This whole show is about a 5-star resort, but there's lots of steps. Is that your point?
You know how when people love a movie with a twist, Nick Rado is going to love just starting the White Lotus because it opens with a twist. Because there's nothing about Thailand, there's nothing about colonization.
Is it morally right to cut the queue and to get your vaccine? And I'm going to go to you, Ray, first because I think you might have an interesting take on this.
Or painted me into a corner. And I feel kind of personally guilty about this as well because I don't know if you'd describe it as cutting the queue, but I am fully vaccinated, and I did have to push an old woman over to make it into the centre. But apart from that,
there we go. We finally got the admission.
Yeah, that's right. No, I had to Mrs. Doubtfire myself, and but I do wonder about that because I think the practical issues are that it seems like the vaccine hear stories about like people in hospitals sort of walking around the wards being like, "Are you free right now? Would you like to get vaccinated?" And they're just sort of vaccinating willy-nilly because they're running out and they've got they can only store the vaccine for so long. And yeah. And then the other thing is, Delta COVID is it's had more transformations than Madonna, and like it just this latest strand seems to be attacking like young people. So I do wonder, like, okay for anyone to just go and get vaccinated because, like, you never know what's going to be happening in the future. Like, maybe there'll be a comedian strain that attacks comedians. We don't know.
Well, I think there's nothing wrong with breaking the queue because it's like, when that asteroid wiped out all the dinosaurs. I'm sure that there were some dinosaurs who ran away faster and elbowed past some less nimble dinosaurs. And, history doesn't judge them poorly. A younger, healthier person getting a vaccine ahead of you is probably going to get more bang for buck out of it. And evolution-wise, it's a jungle, man. It's, I think, as our Prime Minister says, it's a jungle of 5 million. And it's the survival of the fittest. And if you can't stand without a walking frame and get past a nimble, fit 25-year-old yoga instructor, well then, what really does the universe want to happen?
Maybe that White Lotus is quite problematic, I think. I don't know what you've been watching.
Hey, thank you so much for being on the first ever the Comedy Philosophy podcast. I don't know how much comedy there was. I don't know how much philosophy there was. But one thing that I can guarantee is that I will be Googling what the White Lotus is after this show. Ray Oleary, thank you so much for being on the show. Raybon Khan, thank you so much for being on the show. I really appreciate it. Until next time, see you later.
Aloha.
Aloha. I've got to come up with a better sign off like Jerry Springer does. Be good to yourselves.
Do it to them before they do it to us. It's a jungle out there. It's a jungle.